you did it. You won, right?
Yeah.
You became Miss Samoa Victoria 2017. And then...
Yeah, then boom. It's like, what is going on?
One, two, you hear the clock ticking. Tick tock, you about to stop living. Tick tock, I want you to remember me. Tick tock, but the dead don't have no memory. I'm coming. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can hold me. Nobody control me. I'm coming. I'm here to do my thing. I'm here to bring the pain. I'm never ever gonna change.
This is the most valuable podcast, and it is valuable because we only bring you valuable people and valuable things, man. And right here with me, I got the 2017 Miss Samoa Victoria. She's also part of the Faaosofia Sisters YouTube channel. Adele.
Hey guys,
in the house.
Adele here, and I cannot wait to talk drama. No.
Well, first of all, just want to thank you for taking the time to jump on. Literally, this happened just like a few hours ago, right? Yeah, I came home. She was over doing a little photo shoot for my sister's Instagram page, and
So check that out. Jump on Instagram.
yeah, what's the handle?
So you're pretty cute. So YOURE, pretty cute, and you'll be able to hire some dresses. You know, if you're once-off person like myself, you only wear those dresses once off. Hire your dresses. They're based in the southeast, and they've got you covered for the festive season.
There you go, sister. We got you.
She's like, wow, no.
Awesome. Nah, so good to have you on. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back to 2017. You're preparing for this pageant. First of all, how did you end up deciding to be a part of that pageant, and what was that process like leading into it?
I guess like growing up, being one of 5 sisters, it's like you know, we have aunties and such who like see you grow up, and they're like, oh, you should do the Miss Samoa one day. So yeah, it came along like that. I'm actually my dad's sister. It's my namesake, and she always wanted me to enter the Miss. So the opportunity came around. I think around in Australia, they always only had Miss Samoa pageants in Brisbane, where they did Miss Samoa Australia. They never did it in Melbourne. So then I saw some advertisement in 2017 where they were looking for the Miss Samoa Victoria contestants, which they mentioned something about the first Miss Samoa Victoria. So that's how it went about. I got approached actually by the Mulianga sisters. So it was Becca who approached me, asked me to be in it. After a few weeks, made this decision, got involved. So that's how it all started. So it was pretty much 2 months before the actual event.
That's like 2 months.
2 months before hitting the road, like you're going to be on stage. So for me, I'm like, wow, I've got to come up with all these category dresses. Like I've got to change the way I speak. But I think for me at that time, it was so easy because like I didn't have social media. I wasn't on much. I was like in my own world with my sisters doing our own thing, church, work. But yeah, it was just a big thing coming out and obviously wanting to represent Victoria. But yeah.
Yeah, that's good. How were your parents supportive of that? Yeah,
they were actually so supportive. Oh, funny story. So like my sisters, because we're the types where we always. Do you guys watch the interview mockery? You have,
I do watch that.
Question. Yeah, they're like, world peace. Like, and like for me, my sisters, I think I was the most non-intelligent sister. Like as in, all my sisters are smart. And then I was always like the bottom ranking, and they were always like, they were so doubtful at the beginning. They're like, no, you're going to do the thank you for the question vibes. And I was like, no. And it was only my parents who were like, Adele, like, you know, if you want to do this, go ahead, do it. We support you. So it was actually only my parents who supported me, not my sisters. But yeah, surprisingly.
Good work, sisters.
Exactly. No.
Yeah. So you're in there. Obviously, this is the first time ever you're doing something like this. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself there.
Yeah. Oh, I was fine. You know, me and my sisters were known for like singing in church and like, you know, doing a lot of performing growing up for Samoan church things. And I guess like me bringing myself out there and wanting to like, you know, parade yourself around for Miss Samoa. It was alright. Like I didn't get nervous or anything like that, so it was fine.
Yeah, that's because we like. I feel like that's our first introduction to you.
Yeah.
To you girls was they're the singers.
Oh, yep.
Right? Because I
I
think
remember
even
seeing you like back then. We used to do like church events.
Yeah, exactly.
Down with the King. See.
Yeah. Then when I heard that you were going for Miss Samoa Victoria, it was kind of like, well, we kind of know you already.
Yeah.
We know you got some talent, so this is going to be interesting to see where this goes.
Oh, yep.
And like for people who are not even familiar with like the pageant, what kind of things did you have to like, kind of like be good at? Or
I think there's a few things you'd have to be good at. First of all, you need to have the right heart. Like, you know, you can't just I want to be in a pageant because I want to be, I want to have a name. Like, do you even have a heart for Samoa? Do you love Samoa? Do you love your culture? Do you want to learn more? Because the whole point of a Miss Samoa, it's basically a platform to represent the Tamaitais, like the young ladies as a Samoan, wherever you are from, like from Victoria here. So I guess falling in love with my culture, that's easy. Like I fell in love with my culture, and that was easily through dance growing up. So to be able to have an opportunity to have a platform and be able to like represent our state to Samoa, it was easy for me to take on board. But yeah, that would probably be the first step.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised because there are a lot of people out there that just look at this opportunity just to kind of like get famous but I think like you got to really care about what you're doing before you actually get into it. And you did it, you won, right?
Yeah.
You became Miss Samoa Victoria 2017, and then
boom, it's like, what is going on? But
the situation went all over, like it was everywhere. It was viral. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, it was on newspapers. Like I was so surprised, like in New Zealand, in Australia, the Samoan Pacific Island shops. And then it would be like, it was all over New Zealand. That's what I knew of, and Samoa, the newspaper articles. But yeah, that was a big time, and I'm ready to speak about it.
Yeah, so let's speak about that because you actually haven't really spoken about this to anybody.
This is actually the first time I've spoken about it on like a podcast, a video, anything. So this is the first time I'm pretty much coming out.
Yeah, and this is why it's the most valuable podcast, because you're getting the most valuable things. Yes, talk us through that whole process, because like the whole, like I would scroll on my timeline and that is all I'm seeing. It's just like, but there were a lot of support for you. There was a ton of support for you. Even I was on your side too. I was chucking in my 2 cents here and there for the most part. But I feel like not everybody really knew. Like the whole, they're just like, oh, what? They're going against Adele? Like, So, walk us through that whole thing.
Okay, so I won Miss Samoa Victoria.
Let me sit back.
Let's get this story out. Like, I can't believe I'm talking about this, but it's okay. Like, I'm talking about it 2 years later. You know, everyone's healed, everyone's over it. So it started around 2 years ago when, imagine winning a pageant, and then all of a sudden you see people already raging. You know, people were raging because of tickets that they had paid for, didn't get the seats for. So for me, straight after the crowning, I'm not joking, I walked straight to the car. Like, I walked straight to the car, came home, because like police were arriving, people were going against the organizers. So then went home, you know, literally I didn't know what to think. I'm like, should I be happy, or what's happening with everyone's drama right now? But anyways, woke up the next day, and then I guess what had happened was everyone that had called in the police, the police asked them what had happened. It's like, oh, they ripped us off the tickets. And obviously the police are like, no, if you're wanting to like lodge a dispute in regards to like tickets or money, you need to lodge a civil dispute. Okay, right. So what they needed to do was grab the ABN of the Australian business number of the entity, which is the Miss Samoa Victoria, and lodge a formal complaint dispute. When they had done that, the ABN was invalid. So to put 2 and 2 together, it was the ABN's invalid, meaning that legally I was nothing, Miss Samoa Victoria. Like, that was not like that whole pageant was not
Was
legitimate.
like,
Yeah. So when you go Samoa, when you do lodge for Miss Samoa, they would ask like, you know, where you, like, what's your name? Are you gonna come as, you know, Miss, you know, a clothing brand or such? And they'll ask for the ABN, Australian Business Number of the clothing brand. In my case, it's Miss Samoa Victoria, so it should be non-for-profit, like Miss Samoa Victoria. This is the ABN, but obviously in this case, the ABN was invalid. But yeah, that is literally just the story, black and white. Obviously, after finding this out the next day, I had a connection, which is my first cousin, Chris, who actually is, he knew of the Victorian Samoan Advisory Council. So it's like a group of Makai men and people of the community.
Yeah, sounds important.
Yeah.
That guy's pretty important.
Yeah, so they did call a meeting, and I didn't know who these people were, and I'm like, why are we calling a meeting? What's up? And then after attending this meeting, I had found out, so this was actually a Tuesday, so the event was on a Saturday. I found out everything on a Sunday, Monday, everything started revealing.
Yeah.
And then on the Tuesday night, they had called the meeting, and then I had met with everyone, and then from then I met the first Miss Samoa Victoria. So I was like, wait, it wasn't this pageant the first Miss Samoa Victoria? Nah, they had photos to prove it and such. So this Victorian, Samoan Advisory Council actually started the first Miss Samoa Victoria back in 2000, which she participated in the Miss Pacific Islands. They didn't have Miss Samoa back then. It was just straight go Miss Pacific Islands. But yeah, and then I spoke to them. It was explained what had happened. And then after that, they said, okay, what we can do, because the pageant, this Miss Samoa pageant was like, 3 weeks away? They said, okay, what we can do, because legally I have no contract. I never signed anything with Miss Samoa Victoria. It was just my details, you know, Adele Faaosofia, here, my age, my height. So legally I had no binding contract. Even if there was, there's the ABN's invalid, meaning that there's nothing to like bind me with. But then obviously I had nothing signing with them. What had happened then was when the Victorian Samoan Advisory Council, they had people from the community organize some fundraising events, and I guess people like wonder, oh, okay, Adele's still doing Samoan events, she does a lot of things. Like, I think the reason why I've been so close to like wanting to be involved in the Samoan community things is because, to me, at that time of the fundraising for me to get to Samoa, we like raised around like 15,000, I think, for me, like within 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's amazing.
To go to Samoa. Like, there's a difference when people give to you because they know you, they give to you because you're their friend, their family. But these are actually like strangers, like, you know, people who knew of me. Right. They knew of me from this situation, and to me that meant a lot. Like, you know, for people to call up. I had radiothon, I had bingo events, and such little like a send off, and people were just coming and giving. I didn't know any one of these people, and people would call on the radio, and I would be like so amazed. And when they had the end result with 3 weeks before I went to Samoa, like 15,000, in my head I'm like, wow, like God is good, like that's amazing. But then I'm like, wow, these people, it means so much to me. So like, from then on, I did promise myself, like, as the years go on, I'll promise to, like, you know, stay involved and stay with the Samoan community. I'm still in the Miss Samoa Victoria pageant committee, and I do get involved in, like, little things. Like last night, the night before, on Saturday, there was a Pacific runway here in Melbourne. I was in the organising team. So little things like that.
Even performed there, right?
Yep, certainly. So, like, you know, your time and just everything, getting involved, it's just something that I use to give back. I'm not getting any money from this. It's just me giving back, you know, my time and being able to be surrounded by great Pacific, like, talented people. So fast forward onto that, went to Samoa, and before I even landed in Samoa, there was already stuff blowing up. And this is where like it got a little messy. So like there was things coming around about like, where the organisers were accusing me. I had a contract binding and such, but there was nothing there. Never signed of anything. So there was no signature. No, nothing. They had no proof as well. Nothing. That's pretty crazy that they would claim that then, knowing that they don't have your signature, right? Yeah, there was actually a comment where they said for me to attend the practices or such was me signing a contract, but I don't know, that comment. I was like, oh, that's a cool comment. That's a really cool comment.
It's a good effort
I
there.
like your opinion. It got me thinking for a bit. I had to stop. I'm like, is that signing? Okay, no, but yeah, that was... Did you hear of anything specific, like in regards to the newspaper articles?
Well, there was one that I saw, which the headline was, "You paid $30,000
Oh, this one.
$30,000 to..."
Yeah. One thing I want to add though, you know all the newspaper articles they put out, you know all the pictures they chose? I love them.
Really?
I was like, oh, that's a nice one of me. Like, thanks, sis. But then it'll be like, this little girl. Nah, it was all defamation all over. But one thing, I love the photos they chose. I'm like, thanks,
You know what?
guys.
This,
That's the only thing that
I tell you what, in everything, there's always something good there. You know, you just gotta look, and you have to
No, I
photos
was
there.
like so shocked that, like, if you're gonna defame someone, I thought they would try and find something like,
Yeah,
you know,
like of you in the morning just waking up, like
make sure you catch her when she's going work. Just take a picture of her. Nah, but yeah, they're really good photos. Well, okay, that's so off topic. But okay, so let's get. I haven't spoken about this. I think it's because to me, it's like anything that isn't. It's like anything that involves drama. It's not worth bringing up. But then again, I'm speaking about this. It's more so for people to know what I had gone through. But like, I'm not seeking empathy, sympathy, whatever. But it's more so just to like let people know that I'm still actually fine with them. Like, I've seen them not long ago. Like, if I see them, it's hi, bye. I love their kids. I don't like. It's nothing hate. It's just more so what we had gone through, that it was a mistake. But that accusation of the 30,000, it was actually we actually ended up going court. So to follow up on that.
And did that happen all here in Melbourne?
In Melbourne. I got a lawyer, and my lawyer did represent me. We did have the court case, and all I can comment on it is that nothing, I didn't owe them anything, just to let you guys know.
Yeah.
But just to let you guys know, I did go to court. But to me, I did tell them on that day that I'm not going to write anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to give anyone specifics on details and such. I just want them to, like, you know, learn from this, that, you know, there are good people out there, and like people like me, I don't want to revenge. I don't want to like do anything to fire back at anyone. I would never do that. Like, you know, I've been taught otherwise growing up to obviously never, you know, do that to enemies, to love them and such. But I think with me, what hurt me the most for them was, I remember on the night when I was like, you know, running off because there was too much drama on the MSV night, and I remember seeing their kids, like, we're watching people yell at their parents, and that broke my heart. I was like, can you imagine, like, you know, you're not in control of your parents and their doings and stuff, and can you imagine you being like, what, they're like still in high school, and just watching people like fight with your parents, saying negative things, like, that's not in their control. And I remember it broke my heart. I was like, man, these kids, like, can you imagine the things they're going through? But yeah, that's a little thing. I didn't owe them anything.
Yeah. That, you know, just to go off on that, I think that's amazing, because I think the normal, like, a lot of us would just automatically hate. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, sometimes I feel like that's just the human in us. Like, it's normal. Yeah. It's just to hate when someone does wrong to us. And so to hear you like say that you actually felt the complete opposite. In a situation where you have every right to be mad and upset about this whole thing. I mean, it went to court, you know, like, and then I shared this with you off camera, but one of the lessons I actually took from this whole thing was when everybody's firing shots at the other party, right? Everyone's happy. We're all Team Adele. Everyone's saying all these nasty things. I jump on. I do a little video, like, you know, like. But then a couple hours later, after I posted that video, you posted something. I think it was on Facebook or Instagram, and you had kind of like asked everyone to just kind of like let them be. You know, like you said, your dad sat you down. He's had this talk, and I thought that was just amazing. And it just, I deleted my video, and I was just like, that's how you're supposed to deal with these situations, right? Look at it in a different way than how everybody would normally look at it. So I thought that was amazing for me, because that actually taught me something that day. Was to like, I need to think a little more before I start reacting at people.
But no, that's human for us to obviously react. I think I give it props to my parents, because they're like the biggest drama-free people that you'll ever come across. And I think for me, my sisters growing up, when we watch my parents, like literally, they're the type where you can say like bad things in front of them. They would walk away and be like, oh, no, it's all right. Like for my dad, like even when we do YouTube videos, me and my sisters, and you know how sometimes there's dislikes or like bad comments, he'll be like, my dad would always teach us like, always go for the constructive feedback, like always like read those, because that's the people who are telling the truth. People who keep telling you you're good, it's like, oh yeah, but like you're not going to learn anything from them. But I think it's just the way we've been brought up, and like we always see the better side of things. Does that make sense? And it's a healthier impact. It's because once you get into this habit, then it becomes so normal to you that when people say bad things, you react nicely, and then they're like, wait, I feel like an idiot. Why did I go at it? But like, nah, we're fine. I think when you're drama-free, it comes across in what you do and how you have a relationship with others, because people refer you in regards to like performances or doing stuff. It's like, oh yeah, work with her because, she's good, or this and that. Like, I don't know. With great attitude comes like great like opportunities for other things to get involved with. Yeah,
100% agree. And it just turned into this whole big mess, this whole thing.
Yeah.
And like you were saying before, it was like, this was supposed to be your night, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I just won Miss Samoa Victoria.
I remember that night so clearly.
And you just straight to the car, go home, sleep. Next day, drama still continuing. Because I remember those live videos. People were going live, Facebook Live, and they were outside the venue.
Yeah.
And it was... There was one that was just like getting everybody to like talk and how...
Yeah, it's like, man, but then like I get it, like he did something wrong, but it's like, I don't know, like sometimes we gotta hammer down like, okay, they're human too, but then again, like it all weighs in and out. But I don't know, it's just for me personally, I'm the type where it's like, it's alright, just do it again, please, and just move on. But
no, that's awesome. And then so you're in Samoa and you performed there, right? You were there?
Yeah. I went to Samoa for that pageant.
Yeah.
Ended up second runner-up. Came back with 2 out of 5 categories. So with me, it was a fun time. Like, from that moment, fast forward to what I'm doing now. It's like I'm still involved. Still working normal church, but then still getting heavily involved with Samoan things. So I'm like fully grateful for that opportunity. It taught me a lot. And just grew from it.
Yeah, no, that's... So you become Miss Samoa Victoria. How was life different for you after, besides all the drama that happened? How was life different after the pageant versus before?
I think before the pageant, before you're even put onto this pedestal, like this platform, it's like my life before was very enclosed, no one knows of you. You're just in your own world. Like if you were to I didn't hang out with much Samoans. I wasn't going to any Samoan events. It was just church, home and such. But then afterwards, it's like when you start getting involved and then start getting invited to certain events or to meet with people, collab with people, life is completely different now. I feel like it's much more fun. It keeps me sane on the side. Like my hobbies before was going movies, chilling, eating, and now I'm like, let's collab. Like I'll fly there to New Zealand. We'll do this video of dancing. Like it's so completely different, but it's like using my time to collab, bring out the best in people, everyone's talents and such. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. I was doing a little research on you. when you agreed to jump on, I was like, you know what? I need to find some dirt on this girl. I actually came. Did you? You probably don't even know this.
What?
But in 2012, you had a Twitter account. Did you know this?
No.
Okay, well, maybe someone made it up if it wasn't you. Okay, anyways.
I've never had a Twitter account.
Anyways, so I seen it. So I clicked the link, and the very first. There's only 2 posts on there.
I'm trying to think. What the heck is going on? What did I write? Did I write it? Wait. Let me calculate my age for a second. I actually need to calculate my age. 2012. 17 years old. What the
Yeah.
heck was I saying?
2012. You said there's only 2 posts on there.
Yeah.
Right? The very first one on
sweating.
there is my passion is to be a model. Right.
Wow. Oh, yep.
Okay.
Wow.
So and
that sounds like me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you remember this?
Yep.
That's
I
always
think
been your
so.
passion?
Yeah. So a little fun fact about. Oh, no one knows this. Okay. So I was in a relationship. It all connects. Okay.
Okay.
You're like,
Okay.
I'm thinking about modeling.
You know what? Modeling, relationships, like.
Oh, wait, no. I was in a relationship with a guy in my church from 14 to 21, so between that whole bracket of life. So 3 weeks after that, after I left him, I entered the Miss Samoa Victoria. So that's a little fun fact there. So during this time that I was with him, I did get offered a contract, a modeling contract. But because of this relationship, it's like, it was a little bit toxic where the person didn't want me to be known, exposure kind of thing.
Right, just
And I
wanted
did
your
the
mind. Like.
Yeah. So that was actually during the time of, that stuff.
Right.
The vulnerable time of me growing up. But yeah, that's actually something, I think that's why people didn't know me during that time, because I was off social media, not much on. But yeah, I was in a relationship with the guy at church. Great guy, but it's just great guy, not for me kind of thing. Yep.
How's the relationship going now? Relationship status now?
Everyone asks me this. It's so, like, they're like, so do you like guys or girls? I'm like, I'm gonna knock you out. Like, obviously I like guys, but I don't know. I think after the Samoan things, I've been so focused. Like, I have goals of myself, business goals of myself to like reach by 30. I'm only like halfway, like 5 more years till 30, and I don't know. I'm the type where you can like put me with a whole group of guys, girls, whatever, and I can like get along with everyone. But I'm not looking, if that makes sense.
Right.
Me, I'm one of 5 girls, and all my sisters, the older 2 as well as the one after me, have got married. They've all got kids, like 2, 3 kids each. And with me and the youngest, I don't know. I like, because the youngest, she is with a guy at the moment. They're in a relationship, but like, I always encourage her, like, you don't need to be in a relationship to be happy. Like, because I've been in this family where it's like all about get married, have kids, do this. You get me? I'm so, like, I'm not into that. I'm like, I want to do things with my life, have fun, enjoy it, and like, you know, do like the best, like as in like travel, you know, do little things with friends and stuff that I saw like that none of my sisters got to do. Like, a little fact as well, every time I fly somewhere like, you know, New Zealand, Samoa, or just go interstate for the weekend, my sisters actually have fights with my parents. They're like, why did she go? My dad will always turn around and be like, see, this is what you could have done if you didn't get married at 22. You get me? So it's like, I don't know. And I think I've reached the furthest in my sisters' age groups that haven't got married yet. Like, to be honest, I feel like it'll come when it's ready. But for now, I'm not looking. Just busy. I've got stuff going on. Unless he just comes on the side, you want to sponsor this? Okay, get lost now. Nah, not looking. Yeah.
You'll know. Like, I feel like even at 25, you've got enough life experience that you know, when that situation comes, it comes. Yeah. You go for it. If not, you just keep living life. Huh?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, I think, I don't know. I always think about around 30 because that's when I've set my business goals to be. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. And then don't quote me on this, because if you see me married next year, you're like, but you said on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna like cut this part out and play it.
Next minute.
That's the thing about life, hey. You just never know. Like you have plans, and sometimes plans change, and but I like what you're doing. I like the plans that you set for yourself. By 30, are you on track? How's all that going?
Actually, I'm actually on track. At 21, I brought my first car, and I said I would have the car for only 4 years, and then buy my dream car at 25. And I was like so surprised. Like, I'm already on track. I'm like 25, plans to get the car I actually want. I'm like, wow, that's probably the only one I ticked off, by the way. I've ticked off. It's like,
so are we really doing good? Like, we're 5 years away from your 30 now. So.
Nah. But in terms of traveling wise, it's gone good as well. So I've done a lot of things. next year I've already planned to finish off my traveling. Like I have a few places I'm planning to go. But yeah, that's pretty much my goals then. And then obviously from the rest of the 4 years, 26 to 30, it's more so just like stocking up, cashing up before the business starts. But yeah, that's pretty much the goals.
Yeah. What countries have you not been to yet that you want to go to?
Oh, the countries I'll be going to next year, just to put it out, it's I'll be in Bali, Hawaii. I'll be going to New York and Boston. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that even a country? It's like, am I naming states?
They're states.
Yeah, Boston,
in
New
America.
York.
Yeah.
Yeah, them. But then the other countries are just the normal ones, like Samoa. America.
Yeah.
But then the last country I think I want for my honeymoon when I get married, it's the last.
At 30.
Okay, I'll probably go the year after now, but I do want to go to Paris with my dream partner. Okay, so I want to go to I want to leave Paris and Santorini, Greece, for that moment.
All right.
It's like, well, this moment's taking ages. I'm just gonna go.
I like how you're not like currently looking for anyone, but everything's already planned.
It's like, oh, now that I finally broke, I mean, babe. It's like, you're right. It's not meant to.
Whoever you are, you're going to Paris. You go to Paris and Greece. That's where you're going. Whoever you are.
I feel so sorry. Everyone's watching like, yeah, mate. Yeah, you sound a bit too expensive. Mate. They're like, okay, bye. I'm like, but I'll pay for it. Let's go. Okay, dry.
Oh, that's crack
funny.
up. That's crack up. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Wait, what was the second one? The tweet.
Oh, it's something like. It was like I'm gonna be this something like my page on Facebook.
Oh.
It was something like that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like, what was I doing? What was I thinking?
Can you imagine if you stayed on Twitter? You were back on in 2012. I don't think anybody was on Twitter. Everyone's on it now, but like.
I don't know. I think to me, Twitter's for like famous people. Famous people, no, as in like, you know, when Kim Kardashian writes like, you know, something and then everyone reposts it. Like, that's all I've always pictured
I see what you
Twitter
mean.
to be. But I didn't know like people have personal accounts.
Yeah, we'll just be famous on...
Because I'm not good. I'm not known for talking. Like, I'm not known for like, oh, did you hear what Adele said? Nah. My one's like, did you see what she wore? Yeah, that company. Yeah, that's it. It's like, that's it. No.
Speaking of famous people, didn't Chris Brown follow you on Instagram?
Yes, he did.
So, okay, tell me what your reaction was when you were like,
okay,
check your notification, and did you believe that it was Chris Brown?
Well, I clicked on it. Well, he liked it first, and then I clicked on it. It was basically a video of me and my sister singing to that song, Whatchamacallit. And, you know, I was just dancing like a loser in the car. And I just posted it, tagged him. He liked it within 1 hour, 2 hours. And then he followed. Bro, what was even like funny was I wasn't even following him.
Right.
So, and then I quickly followed him back. But anyways, I screamed. I screamed for like probably like 10, 15 minutes. I did scream. Yeah. And my sisters were like, ah! But then after 10 or 15 minutes, I realized I'm like, wait, I'm not getting paid for this. I need to humble down because I got work tomorrow. I need to save my energy for work. No, it was so funny because he screamed and then I was like, wait. But you know what's funny? That night, I was like, oh my gosh, he followed me. And then I ran around the house. Let's go pancake parlor. My shout. We went to pancake parlor to celebrate. Who the hell goes to pancake parlor to celebrate? We're eating our pancakes like, and then we're like, Chris Brown followed us, Chris Brown. And then the next day I woke up, I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, that's right. He's a celebrity. I'm not. And then yeah, that's it. But you know what's funny? Not once did I message him. I never messaged him.
Right.
And I'm like, wow.
Good on you, man.
I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna be like, oh, get lost, annoying little kid. Like, I just followed you because you're funny. It's like, okay, but can I be your friend? Can I come to your to America, please?
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, that's something small.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that's
pancake parlor celebrations for Chris.
We did a vlog on it as well. We're like, Chris Brown followed us. And then we're like, oh, we're going to be famous. And then we like woke up the next day like, what the hell are we thinking? Oh, crap. They all go work now. And then my sister's like, hey, go look after your kids now. Yeah.
That's funny. So your sisters, you guys have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to start that?
I think it was more so a request. My sister started off with the YouTube channel, Sarah and Wade. And then because me and my sisters would always be in the background of those videos, the comments would always be like, oh, like, show your sisters
We want to see Adele
They-
more.
They would actually, because we fight a lot.
Right.
Well, not me. I think it's more so me and Sarah are like quite similar. We don't fight. Like as in if everyone's sitting here arguing, we're the type to just sit there and wait for everyone to calm down.
Right.
Or else we'll just go and chill somewhere and wait. But yeah, like because they saw a lot of that and they're like, oh, that's so funny. Like do a video, do a YouTube channel, and then yeah, that's how it came about. Then we kickstarted and yeah.
Yeah, it's
alright. It's going alright.
It's going alright. Just alright. It's
Just
going
alright.
pretty good.
Not amazing, but yeah, I think it's we just like sharing that bit of us. But I feel like lately it's been more so just me, like documenting a lot, showing what I'm up to, and I always try and get the girls involved. But I think it's just hard because they like all have kids, and like no one understands until like you have kids that are all under the age of 2 or something, and babies are crying, they're exhausted, they finish work or anything, so it's like pretty hard for them.
Yeah, but you guys have a pretty good following, which is cool. Yeah, I remember the Sarah and Wade. Do they still do their own?
Oh yeah, Sarah does her own page with them, and they like go on their little trips, do their funny videos. Their kids have grown. I feel like the little ones as well. Aura, like Sarah's oldest, she would like be like, we'll all grab the camera and be like, hey Sass, and she'll come and she'll be like, hey Sass. So she's like grown up, knowing what to say.
I think you guys did a HP Boys reaction.
Oh yep.
Video, and then she just runs like in the middle of the thing.
Yeah. She's so annoying. Did you see when I pushed her down to sleep? Like, sleep here. Oh my gosh, I'm so done. Like, I think that's why I'm so traumatized with kids. I can't deal. I think in the future I need only one child.
You going for one?
Yeah, but I feel like I need to be well off so then I can have a nanny to look after them. One nanny for you, one nanny for you. They're like, who's my mom? I've never met her. It's like, take the kids. It's like,
poor kids get confused.
The kids will be like, but that's my mom. She raised me. I'll be like, yeah, take the child. Take her. Yeah. Nah, I'm actually like I've always said that. I'm always like, nah, I need a kid when I'm well off because they need a nanny. Because my mom's busy with the other kids. Hopefully, like...
True. Like, your kid won't have much attention because it's like divided everywhere.
I know, I just don't know. But yeah, I can't. Like, I'm so traumatized. My sisters have been like they've had kids and they just, like, I love them and all, but like, I can look after them for so long. Like 2 hours max, 3 hours, and then go back. Go back to your parents.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because I got nieces and nephews as well. And it's just like, how do you do it?
I know. I don't know how you do it. How do you do it?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like having to like raise a human and having to? I'm talking about motherhood like it's like a sort of job. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how our parents back then. You know how we were all like groups of 5, 6s. Like, I don't know how they looked after us. I swear I looked after myself. I'm like, I swear I never remember you holding me. No, I'm like, actually, I always think about it. Like, think of it. Like, we're all close in ages to our siblings. It's like, I don't know how our parents did it.
Yeah.
I think they were more stress-free. Like, we could all run around and grab anything and kill anyone or something. And they'll be like, oh yeah, come back, go sleep, eat, shower. But yeah.
Yeah. So, from like, obviously, Miss Samoa Victoria, but do you have young like girls trying to come up, trying to like, do they ask you for advice on how to get involved in those things or?
Occasionally, yeah, I get asked that. I think, some people come up to me, but I think my biggest advice, I always like tell them that same thing, make sure you have the right heart before you start it. It's not just a pageant. It's you're wanting to be the platform to represent us Victorians. Because when you go there and they say Miss Samoa Victoria or Miss Samoa, like that name alone, people look at you as you're what every girl in Victoria is like, or you're like every Samoan girl. So you got to have the right mindset. Once you've got that in your mind that you're going to be that representation, then you've got it. Just take everything that you're good at or whatever you're unique at, and just go represent what you want, whether it's just a state or Samoa.
Yeah.
All alone.
Has it? Okay, so let me word this. So has becoming that kind of changed the way you kind of like act, like say like out in public, like
yeah, heck yes. Like it changed the way, like normally I like going places where like I don't mind going anywhere, but like when it's somewhere where it's like no one's there, like I love being myself, like as in myself, like me personally, everyone who knows me knows that I'm like the one who makes all the most jokes. Like I mock my family, my sisters. I mock them until they cry. Like it gets that deep. Like I love being myself. But I think when I'm out in public, when it's like, you know, someone's around or such, I'm very respectful. You'll never see me like do anything. I'll sit down like the whole time until the event's finished. I won't move, even if I need to pee my pants. I don't care. I won't move. Like, do you get me? Like you just start to, I don't know, just sit, because in our culture, Samoan culture, like we're known to like the way we respect is by sitting down, being quiet. You can talk amongst yourself, but you will never laugh loud. You can't talk loud, can't walk around. Like you just sit down, mingle with people. But yeah, it's changed me so much, especially the way I am in front of people. Like to the point where my cousins are annoyed. They're like, "Ugh, no one cares about you. Just act normal." And I'm like, "No, there's people sitting there. Don't be like that." And like, or they'll be listening to a swear word song. I'm like, "Turn it off. People are watching us." Like, you know, and they're like, "Chill. No one knows you." I'm like, "It's not about that. It's just like, you know." Imagine it's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that Adele chick, and you know, their cousins, their family were pumping these swear word Tupac songs." It's like, no, it's just little things like that.
Yeah, because like I love our people, you know. I'm like you, like I'm passionate Samoan, like
yeah.
But sometimes, you know, like our people, they got this like close eye on us, you know, like they can't sometimes waiting for you to slip up, you know, so that they could just say something to someone. So that's why I wanted to ask you that, because
I actually don't mind constructive feedback.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind it at all. I get a lot of constructive feedback when it comes to also my dancing that I do. And like, I don't mind it. Like, it helps me to better myself. It helps me to get
like
them
your
content.
left leg was supposed to be a little in here.
Exactly. No, it's always like that. But like, yeah, I don't mind. Like, but yeah, I get what you mean. I think with our people, there is a part where they try and bring you down at times.
Yeah.
But I think, as I mentioned, you just got to have the right attitude. Once you have the right attitude, nothing's going to affect you. Because, like, I saw this quote. It's like, you know yourself, obviously. So why would you let one person or someone who does not know you at all affect the way you feel? Do you get me? So it's like you're believing someone saying something that they know nothing about.
Yeah.
So I guess it's about your mentality, and it's especially about that. Like, I think mental health is the biggest issue right now, especially with our Polynesian people. There's actually a high rate of people who commit suicide, especially, like, as I mentioned, Polynesian young people, as well as the older gen as well. And I think it's just mentality. It's all about your mentality, the way you take in things. And I think your growth, as in from childhood, the way your upbringing is, it pays so much into it. Like I feel so sorry for people who've been through a lot through their childhood, and it's affected them as adults, and how they treat other people, or how they've like just come about, how they treat their next partner, their future wife, future husband. So yeah, I think it's like the biggest thing for everyone is to get the right mentality. It's the way it starts with you. You know, you can't blame others. Like, oh, but my dad did this. Like, yeah, he did that, but like, can you change it? Nah, it's happened. You know, go get the right help. Speak. Like, what I like to do, like, get involved with your churches. Every fob goes to church. Like, you know, youth groups.
Exactly.
Like, you know, be around the right people. They say that the people around you is a representation of you. Like, if you like being around them, you like their company, and they're like, what bad people, that's you inside, because you like their company. You get me? The right surroundings will always define the person that you are. That's what I've read of.
Oh man, I love that. Yeah, I agree 100%, because like, for example, like, if you're gonna hang around people that smoke and drink all the time, the chances are you're probably gonna end up smoking and drinking too. And like, you're spot on with the mental health. And how crazy is it, like, now it's just blown up to be this big thing? Because I don't remember it ever being such a big deal.
It was never, like, well, back then when I was young and I had
No one was talking about it.
But then the bad thing about us Samoans is that, especially with the guys, like my older cousins, like no one can speak about like, you know, I feel so bad, like I had a crap day, like I feel like, you get me?
Yeah.
We'll look at you and be like, are you alright,
Weak.
bro? Like, yeah, weak.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, like this person's gay, he's gay. And then like all shouting it around the house. But man, I used to mock my boy cousins. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to Samoans. We forget that, you know, the guys have feelings too, and that's the biggest rate. The guys actually commit more suicide than the girls, especially with our Pacific Islanders. But
Yeah, I love the fact that people are really talking about it now.
yeah, it's really good. Oh, have you seen that? They've actually gone to Instagram. I think it's called HP Red. It's like where Pacific Islander guys get together and they speak about, you know, what they go through. It's only guys only. And I remember seeing someone post about it, and I went on there and I was so proud. I'm like, wow, they've created these little things for the Pacific Islanders to all group up and, you know, speak about what they're going through. And like, that's what you need, you know, like people to strengthen each other in time of weaknesses. Like, you know, for us girls to listen to guys when they're down and weak. For us, it's hard to take it, and we're like, I think you should go to someone else. I'm gonna start laughing. Like, you get me? Nah, but my boy cousins, they're like, don't talk to her now, she's gonna mock you. So I'm like, I'm giving you this advice, but don't come to me. Like, I can be serious with you if I don't know you, but if you're my cousin, like we've grown up together. Nah,
no one's safe on the road.
You're not safe. you're gonna walk out the house. I'm like, your feelings. And they'll be like, and you'll start crying. Nah, my cousins, they'll never come to me for advice.
Oh man, nah, it's so good that you actually touched on that, because like I feel like a big part of it too is us trying to identify when people are struggling, because I feel like people who struggle, like you're saying, they don't like to talk about it.
Yep.
So then I feel like there's a responsibility on everyone else's part to just try and if you notice just a small change in someone's like routine or
so like ask them if they're okay. But with me, like I don't have a big like inner circle, if that makes sense. Like the people I hang out with is probably like a few, like under 5 people, like as in friends, close friends.
Is that by choice?
That's because these people have been with me since like day one, as in like before the Samoan thing.
Right.
You get me? And it is by choice. It's because I don't know. You'll see me tend to hang around a lot of people, but I'm not like close. Like as in.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But I think it's just the reason why. It's just, I don't know. It's just people I'm used to being around, and that's normal. Like that's a bad thing. Like I need to ask the people around. But I notice when the people I'm around that I'm close to.
Because you know them.
Yeah, like, I know them. I'll be like, hey, what's up? Why are you like not like, you know, why are you not talking probably? And they're like, nah, I'm all good. But then us girls end up talking about it, so that's fine. But yeah, I would just so encourage everyone else. You know your friends, you know your boys, you know your girls. If they're not acting normal, or even if you see just a change of the way they would normally like see you every week or like weekend, and you see that they're more down or something, ask if they're okay. Because man, you just never know nowadays.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thanks for that.
But are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like,
you know
and he starts crying. Mila's gonna be like, yo, I'm out.
And that concludes the. You know what? I was willing to confide in you, but then I don't want to get roasted. So
I know. Wait, like my cousins are so dumb. Like as I mentioned, I can like roast someone into it, but nah, that's my hidden talent. I'll leave that. Like,
that's a talent.
All my close people, they're like, nah, Adele Savage, don't go to her. No.
Oh man! All right, one more thing before I let you out of here.
Yep.
Obviously, you've touched on it a little bit, but obviously your faith is a big part of who you are. Can you just kind of like share how important that is to you and how that's kind of helped you throughout your life?
My faith, how? So I touched on about my parents, my upbringing, and I guess with a Christian upbringing with my parents, that it's so important because of the values that it obviously comes out. But I think the biggest value that is in the Bible, it's like, there's a story when the disciples asked God, Jesus, what was the most important, commandment? And he said, love
Love,
to
right.
love God above all things, but also your neighbor as you love yourself. And love abounds all things. So that's something that my parents like taught us growing up. And I guess when you have love for everyone, genuine love, you know, in my bio, like my most favorite scriptures to do all things with love. You know, whether you're just like, you know, doing little collabs, whether you're going work, you're not going to do anything bad if you love your manager, if you love your peers, like, you know, your colleagues, you love your family. But yeah, that's probably the most valuable lesson to live by. Something that I've been taught growing up, and no doubt would obviously preach for everyone to also do.
Right. That is bloody amazing.
It's good, but
Yeah. Adele? Wait, what's this?
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder.
Do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we all may know, like this is probably the most hottest topic for the past few weeks.
It's happening right now.
Measles. So before we end it, we should talk about this. Like, I'm so happy just to put it out there. I don't know when you're going to post this, but for Melbourne, if you go on my Instagram page, there's actually people collecting in Melbourne. If you have like anything that's spare in regards to like what wipes, there's they need vitamins, they need the
hand sanitizer,
the gloves,
right.
So there's locations in south, west and north, I think. You'll see it on the flyer on my story. But yeah, they're doing collections all this week up until Friday. So Friday
This Friday?
Yeah, this Friday.
Okay.
So I do encourage everyone, like when I was collabing with these sisters, I was like, hey, do you want to go sponsor? She's like, huh? So just, take stuff there. I'm telling everyone, like, yeah, just take stuff. Like, I'm actually going to, like, go in all my sisters' rooms. They all have kids, nappies. You know, I'm just going to, just a warning to my sisters. If you see boxes of nappies gone,
yeah,
it's gone for a good cause. Okay? Nah, for this, it's actually heartbreaking. I saw a fact today where it's like, 52 people now? They mentioned there's only a population of around 200,000 people in Samoa. That's like a big a percentage of Samoa that's already gone. And that's just from a disease alone. To me, did you hear about that time where someone came to Melbourne with the measles?
That was on the news. I seen it on Facebook, yeah.
That annoyed me. I was like, man, if you, like, first of all, it started off with someone taking it there. So you look at the causes that affects you. If you know you're sick, stay. Like, what are you doing? Stay still wherever you are, get well. Like,
and
to
then
the person, to the person who took it there, like, look at the lives. Like, it's so heartbreaking to see all these kids pass away from this disease. And, like, we've seen so many. Have you seen a lot of that outbreak where there's, like, people against immunization and for immunization?
No. Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I don't know enough to speak of it. But all I can say is, I don't know, I've gotten immunized my whole life growing up. It's something that I've never questioned. Something like the people who were against it, immunization, they said to read what it is and such, and if you read it, you'd understand. And I think that's something I've never done. So I've never gotten. Have you had any side effects or?
I haven't. No.
But that's normal in Australia, yeah. We've all gotten it. Like
exactly. Yeah.
Like 6 months, like growing up, we've all had these immunizations. But yeah. I think it's just heartbreaking at this time. Like I've seen that there's around 2,000 reported cases.
Yeah, it's so sad, and like some of the families have been going live on Facebook, like for the kids' funerals, and I'm just looking at it. It's so sad to watch, man. It breaks my heart. I'm just glad that, like, you know, with what you're doing, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to do something to help out.
And I love that everyone outside of Samoa, like us Samoan people, there's people collecting things to go take it, and I love that. I don't even know who these people are that are collecting. I just saw it and I'm like promoting them. I'm like, nah, there's a certain day, like all of us, I don't care, I'm gonna steal all my sister's things and go buy more things. To take it for the kids. But it's heartbreaking, especially from us, because we're in this land, like God has blessed us to be in Australia, and you see our homeland, our kids dying. It's like, can you imagine us, like our babies dying, like our sisters, kids and such, like putting ourselves in their situation, like at this moment of time where they can't fight. And it's like their kid has measles, and I think it's something about them, their immune system not being able to fight that.
You're not strong enough, right? Yeah, it's like, because I know a lot of people share these kinds of things, but you know, we are able to like actually do something.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
something small as like donating. So yeah, if you are able to, you know, it's a big deal happening in Samoa right now, and would be very much appreciated.
If you could like donate, I'll have on my Instagram page. So if you just go on Adele Faaosofia, you'll see the poster there. But yeah, it's like a big thing. We need help, and this is a little thing that you can do. You know, the more products that we have, or more stuff that we're able to ship over, the better.
The better, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Adele,
It's a good chat.
thank you so much for your time.
No
For
worries.
coming in. It was a nice little chat.
Yep. Good chat, and probably hear from you guys another time when not something big happens again. I'll come back and guess what, guys? I made it.
Yeah, this is not a one-time deal.
Yep.
We'll get you back on at some stage, and maybe to update on how the whole measles thing's going.
Hopefully it dies out soon.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, thanks so much.
Give me a little boom. Yeah.